Hey, it's Glenn with the Ultimate Freedom. Continuing the install of a very large 12,000 BTU 12 volt RV roof air conditioner. You know what? Let's rock. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the adapter that they gave to go to a 14 by 14 hole, which is supposed to be the standard. And I'm going to make a template to put up on top to cut the hole in my truck. Okay, so for the first time, looking at the bottom, getting the intake situation figured out and where the air comes, and looking at the bracing in the roof of my truck, we get to see roughly where this unit sits on the truck. So we're going to do a walk around and see what we think. There it is from behind. And like I said, it's huge. It is a huge unit. No, oh, come on, no jokes about he's got a huge unit. Come on. Here's what it looks like from the front. This is roughly, it's set up there roughly where it's going to go. So there we are. Okay, the next step. Inside the truck, above the headliner, there's that center support. And right here is the front of that support. I'm going to drill a hole straight up, dead center of the roof, and then I'll use that to mark the square going forward. Okay, I just had one of those moments where you go, but I'm a person of prayer. Do what you want with that. But I prayed about this, which, I mean, there's a lot of these things to choose from. And then this is the one I got. That is the unit that goes inside. And I've got that piece there. And so I did some measuring. And this guy, it looks like he's going to go right there. If I'm right, that'll land about right there. If I'm right. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know yet. You know what that means? That's a hole. That means it's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm all out of luck. I cannot tell you how wrong this feels. You'll have to do it yourself. Well, I don't mind saying that is one of the sketchiest things that I've ever done. And I'm a lifetime journeyman carpenter. I put up 20-foot-long glulam beams by myself. That was sketchy. This was sketchier because I love this truck. But here it is. The stars of the show. He did most of the cutting, believe it or not. It's a carbide tip blade. The blade is completely wasted. But zip, 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 there's nothing that can compare to it. I kept blowing the metal chips off with him. I used him to get started where I couldn't get him to give me a hole straight down. Then I used him to go through, see that long blade? Down through the headliner. Now, by way of explanation, air intake, cold air, warm air, cold air. I left this because I could. And I figured something out This pad here, it was made to be put over a skylight of this shape. And so they gave me this ring, as I said in part 1, to adapt their failed architecture that nobody bought. So I'm sure that other 12-volt ACs are not like this, but here we go. I got to figure it out. The instructions are useless. So the project got stopped by weather, so I pivoted and did some testing on some lithium batteries. That video is up. You can go watch that. This is how I got through the rain. It's just blue masking tape and it worked. Not one drop. There's a piece of cardboard and then I taped over the cardboard. Not one drop of water inside the truck. Now let's get this AC up here. This is the ring. This is the air return. It's going to suck air from the outdoors. That is criminal. I have installed dozens and dozens of RV roof airs as an RV tech. If I didn't know what I was doing, that thing would suck air from the outside. That's not okay. Water would get in it as you're driving down the road in a rainstorm. Ah! All right, up on top of the truck, this is very flimsy. And I need to get a seal here. This guy, he goes there, and then the AC goes on top. So this piece is too flimsy. So what I'm going to do is, this is the headliner material here. I'm going to put it between the bracing and up here and puff it up so that when I sandwich it, this guy won't just disappear. Here's the piece that was here, and it's pretty tough stuff, and I'm going to put it in there, and there we have it here. So this piece is here now to give it something to sandwich, so when I sandwich it, this won't just give away. Orientation. As I take things apart, I put that ... right there with a Sharpie. It will not show. There's a piece that goes there. And I took it off with the screws that are made to take this apart. And I went ... Okay, that took an hour, but I got my sandwich all the way around. And then I super glued it. Now, before you start laughing at the super glue, it's only to hold it in place until the sandwich is complete, with the bolts clamping everything together and keep it from sliding in the process. Also, down the road, believe it or not, that little bit of super glue while it's sandwiched will keep it from vibrating and moving. So there you go. Okay, I have prayerfully decided that this sealing ring with sticky on one side, I'm going to do it industry standard and stick it to the unit, which is how all of them are. And on every unit, all the RVs, there's no sealant involved. This is the seal. It says in these instructions, one of the only things it says is there's sealant that goes between the roof and this seal. I haven't decided what sealant that's going to be yet. Also, this big seal here, that was the shape of what they call the skylight that they're replacing for this guy to work. So I had to dig this channel out, cover this air intake, and then dig out the channel here and here, so that I'm going to stick this guy on to the air conditioning unit. And then this foot and this foot are super important. They gave you places for 4 feet. And this, as you can see, if this was the last spot that was touching the roof, the back could wangle around. It's close enough to the front where it doesn't wangle around. Well, I'm not going to use these guys here. I'm not going to use them because there's a slight contour to the top of the truck, and I only want the back feet touching and then putting the rest of the weight onto the seal on the front. If I put the front feet on, they'll be the only point of contact, if that makes sense, moving forward. Okay, First look. Nothing's tied down, nothing is sandwiched, it's just sitting there. But let's have a first look. All right, before I can go any further, I got to deal with the dome light. Okay, still figuring this thing out as I go. At this point, with the AC sitting on top, I'm hopefully never going to have to take it down again. And getting it up there alone was a struggle for this old man. I'm thinking of right now putting this all back together back here, and then I can take down the front and begin traveling that way. Welcome to Grandpa's Teachable Moment. Today's teachable moment is brought to you by He Suffers. Right here, this part goes here, just like in the time lapse you just saw. I always put my screws where they go as I take things apart. The screws aren't here. And because I didn't follow my own instructions, I suffer. He suffers? He suffers. Why does he suffer? So pointless. Two self-tappers and a nut driver. Go ahead, call me crazy. Call me a hack. Crazy hack! Amen. Okay, so here's the opening I had to make in the metal frame right here. Those wires pass through there. This was the only option. These are 150 amp fuses, and the fuse on the battery is 120 amps. And then I'll show you from the other side. I actually got it all put together up into headliner. Getting old ain't for sissies. All right, power's in. This mounting piece is in, but you can see there's a bend here. So the piece that goes below it here, I have to take these ends down. So you see how I'm carving those down? And I'm doing it a little bit at a time. Now this part here listed under, whoa, that's amazing. Look at the front. It meets this right there. Whoa, that's amazing. Yes, it is. Okay, the moment of truth has happened. Oh my gosh, been a long time getting here. So the way I've got this set up, I'm using my amazing lithium battery. Obviously the cables are not run under the hood yet, but the install. And it's running. And it's cold. So far it's really quiet, but let's check up top here. That's running. They're both running like crazy, and these two fans is why I chose this unit. There's so much cooling area on this particular item. Pain to install, do not buy it, but I'm glad I did. All right, there's the finished look. It's not too noisy. It's on, and it's on max right now. I'm super excited because this is the first time I turned it on. So it's fairly quiet. And there's a good volume of air, and it's cold. So cold air supply comes here and here, and this is the return air. And there's the control panel. There is a Fahrenheit, that's Celsius. I got to figure out how to get it to Fahrenheit. So the finished look is that, and these don't look terrible, horrible. There was no other option, period. And here's the finished look from this side with these guys. So that's the temperature inside the truck, 84 degrees. Now let's see if we can get the temperature of this air. $57. Wow. That's 30 degrees different. That is amazing. That's awesome. $49. Okay. I am very happy. All right, now the only thing I got to do is I build a trailer for that and tow it behind me. Now the amperage draw on this is 40 to 60 amps. I will never have it on without the engine running. So there's never going to be an issue. And I've got a tow package on this truck, and it's got a 160 amp alternator, I believe. And new trucks have like a 200 amp alternator. But this had the tow package, and it's got plenty of juice. So it'll have absolutely no problem running the roof air.